What's up, guys? It is Preach as always. As you can see, we are on the Black Ops 7 beta, and I'm not going to waste too much time with the normal intro stuff because we have a lot to talk about, and we're going to have to get to this through a lot of videos. But you guys know the routine. If you like the video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn the bell notifications on if you want to know every time I post a new video. Now, let's go ahead and just jump right on into this because we're going to discuss a lot of things around this game, probably not sniping today, but just overall thoughts on the game and a lot of pros. I like the game, but some cons because Activision just can't get off of this matchmaking problem that we've been having going on. But let's go through these one thing at a time. So the first thing I want to talk about is the movement. So we still have Omni movement, and it feels very much like BO6 in the Omni movement way. But this wall bounce mechanic to me is perfect. And I mean perfect. And here's why. It allows you to make some cool traversal plays. It allows you to maybe outplay some people in some situations, but it's not OP. And a lot of times, if you are misusing it and not doing it properly, you are going to just be a sitting duck, which to me is a perfect balance for something like this, where I can use it to maybe outplay you, catch you at an angle where you're not expecting something like that. But if I'm in front of you and I'm in the air, like I can't strafe, I can't slide, I can't jump, I can't make any extra movements to try to avoid you. I'm just stuck on the trajectory that I am on. And that to me is how this should have been done. And they balanced this absolutely perfectly. And the way the maps are designed that we've gotten to play out of the 4 that we have so far has been designed great to be able to utilize this in good ways. So I was worried about exactly how that was going to be implemented, and I genuinely think they did a perfect job with this. Now, before you think like, oh, Preach is just like pro everything about the game because he's a COD YouTuber, like, trust me, I'm going to get to some stuff I hate later. All right. After that, we're going to talk about these maps. All right. So are they perfect? No. Are all 4 maps we have like significantly better than any map in Black Ops 6? Absolutely, because Black Ops 6 has horrible maps. Like, I literally think if you took any of the 4 of these maps and put them into BO6, they would instantly just be the best map in the game. Part of that is due to the fact that you actually just have a little bit of breathing room. Even on like Cortex that I'm on right here, like you have some breathing room to come off spawn and not just be being slammed immediately unless someone's good enough to get you in a spawn trap. So I think the maps are great. They have true lane definition. They are 3-lane maps where you can cross over between the lanes, but like when you're in a lane, you're primarily going to be focused on that lane. If you are in mid, there are places you can be shot from either side. And if you can shoot from mid out to the other sides, but there's very few places where like the far left lane can shoot into the far right lane. Like they're divided up incredibly well, which is something I wanted to see. I think they pace out incredibly well in 6v6. Now, I know there's going to be bigger lobby game modes coming, like ground war type modes. That just seems to always come to the game, like 9v9, 10v10, sometimes 12v12. I'm curious to see how they pace out there. I'm sure it'll be faster, but also generally people playing those modes want that to be faster. So having that option to play with the higher lobby count, higher player count, faster paced game, or 6v6 with it paced like it is, I think is going to be a good thing. So for me, the maps are a big W. I do want to discuss one thing about the maps though, and they said that they are addressing this already. All the maps they gave us so far have automatic doors, and lots of them, especially Forge. Forge has absurdly way too many of them, which makes it my least favorite of the 4 beta maps so far, with Cortex being my favorite, then Exposure, then Imprint, and then Forge. But what they said they are going to do is that they are going to look at some doors just staying permanently open once they're open for the first time in the game, and then some other doors possibly just staying open longer after you open them and opening up when you're a little bit farther away from them instead of you having to be right up on them. So those could be positive changes. I'm curious to see how they play out, but there definitely are too many doors. And then on Forge, this rotating thing in the middle of the map can make some of your sight lines a little bit weird. You have to learn to play with it. I'm not sure if I think it's a good thing or not. I may just need to get used to it. So I don't want to slam that too much. But the rotating thing in the middle of Forge is a little bit weird to me. Now, let's move on over and talk about the gunplay as a whole. This is where I will say that most of it feels very similar to Black Ops 6, but I don't think the sniping feels like Black Ops 6. I think the sniping feels better than Black Ops 6, but I'm going to have a whole separate video on the sniping. But overall, gunplay to me feels very good. Now, streaks. Streaks have been very controversial so far, and I need to talk to you guys about the streaks, okay? Can we stop complaining about getting slammed by a streak and a streak being OP? Like, that's the point. That is why kill streaks exist. Like, you go on a long streak and then you get this OP thing that helps you shred the lobby. Like, that is classic Call of Duty, and we have been asking for more powerful streaks for years in pubs now, and we got some, and we got some unique ones like this Gravemaker sniper that has walls and can wall bang through the whole map. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The only maybe balance change I would make is make a better visual identifier that you're being targeted by it so that you can try to outmaneuver it around the map. But honestly, streaks are supposed to be OP, guys. Can we stop complaining about that? That's driving me crazy so far. Now, here's the next big topic, okay? Time to kill. The TTK in this game, Ace posted today on Twitter that it's almost identical to BO6 times to kill, and he does real testing, and so he is right about this, I am sure. But man, it just feels so fast, and maybe it is a mix of a couple things, all right? So aim assist is stronger than ever. Players are sweatier than ever. People don't miss their shots at all. And I feel like the headshot multiplier must be pretty high in this game because it seems like when I get headshot, I get slammed. Like, for example, the MAA1 can one burst you if they get a headshot every time. So that may be what is leading into this feeling so fast, but it feels like you just get insta melted in this game. Now, let's move on to matchmaking. I know. We had to talk about it at some point. Skill-based matchmaking, and maybe I need to make a whole separate video on this, is going to be the death of this game for me if it stays like it was. I had two different experiences, okay? Thursday was like semi-normal matchmaking. I had a couple bad games. I had a bunch of really good games. I had a bunch of games in the middle. It felt pretty normal. Friday, after I got home from a funeral I tried to get on, and it was like the sweatiest gaming of my life. I couldn't buy a kill sometimes. I was fighting to go even or positive. It was a horrible experience for me Friday, and I hope that is not what this game turns into, and that's not a Treyarch problem. That's an Activision problem. But my word, man, like, I am exhausted from it, and I just don't want to deal with it anymore. Okay? I don't. Now, I've been running my mouth for 9 minutes already, so I want to get to the last thing, and then we'll discuss the rest of this in a future video. But there needs to be some changes to what perks are in what category so that all of the good perks aren't just in category 1. Split things up where you can choose to be stealthy, choose to be another playstyle, whatever. But anyway, if you guys like this video, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, turn those bell notifications on if you want to know every time I post a new video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Preach out.